Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Thanks for tuning in to Hot 702.5 FM. We are the hottest. You're listening to MVP Speaks Radio.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey. What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On hot7025fm.com.
Tune in every Thursday from 5 to 5:55 p.m. on Hot 702.5 FM.
This is Hot 702.5.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to MVP Speaks Radio. We are live in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. I am so happy that you are here. Look at the Facebook, it's popping. I got comments already. Welcome, you guys. I'm just happy to be here. You know how we always got to start off with like a breath. Just take a breath. I wish I could really hear myself. Take a breath, and do it good, like I knew you would. Welcome, everybody. Before we get going on with the show, I just want to give a really big, gratuitous, is that a word I just made up? I just want to send out gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful for life right now, you guys. And I just celebrated my birthday. I actually been celebrating for a couple weeks now. And everything is just so good to me now. And I feel grateful because there was a time when stuff was not good to me at all. And it was a hot mess. But now I feel like my hot mess it's good. Like, you know, I'm gonna take it. My birthday was amazing. Like, I performed at Amazon twice this week. I actually could be performing today, but I had my show, so I just had to miss this one. But we did an Amazon performance for their Black History Month on Tuesday, which was my birthday, and yesterday, and they're doing it again tonight. So shout out to the True Spot LV for that opportunity. Rel the Truth is always looking for opportunities to hire and book people and get us paid for what we do. So I definitely appreciate that, and shout out to that. It's a fantastic way to spend my birthday, you guys. What else happened? Oh, and then yesterday I actually competed in the competition that we usually have on Wednesday nights for the first time in months, and I won. Shout out, woo, I won. So that was exciting. I just had to get that off my chest, let you guys know you're rolling with the winner, okay? You are rolling with the winner. But yeah, so I'm going to do my raffle. I'm going to bring my guest on. Well, I'm not going to do the raffle yet. The raffle will be done later on in the show. That's definitely to make you guys stay and listen. Now, if I did the raffle at first, then whoever won, they win, and then y'all would be like, oh, man, I'm not listening to this crap. I didn't win. So we don't want that to happen. We want you to stay in, stay tuned up, and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring my guest on just semi-informally right now. Her name is Miss Corey Velasquez. Corey.
Hey, Miss MVP.
Oh, hold on. I always forget to bring you on the microphone. Hey.
Hey, Miss MVP.
Are you there?
I sure am.
All right. Corey's here, you guys. Corey's my special guest. And you know that before we even get into everything, I always do my Be Inspired inspirational messages. But today, I do not have them prepared. So we're going to do something a little different. And the whole purpose of the Be Inspired inspirational messages is just to help us uplift our spirits and our mood before we get into our interview, and just, help us have some conversation about different things. And, Corey, hey, you got some comments. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. You got Joshua S. on Facebook, said that's his sister. Yeah. Stephanie Morales says, hey, Corey. Hey, Carla Velasquez. Who's Carla?
My sister.
Okay. Oh, that's so amazing. Hey, you guys, I'm going to give you the call-in number. Don't call in just yet because we're about to do something, but call in a minute, 702-551-5261. So that way you guys can call in. That's the best part about being on the radio is people calling in. So anyways, I found this cool book. I always have cool books everywhere. And this book is called The Awakening Soul, Who You Are and Why You're Here by Harold Klemp. Now, I don't know who to do this. So if you're one of these people that's like, Harold Klemp sucks, like, I don't know anything about him, so don't be on my feed talking crazy about him. I'm just saying, because I don't know how people are so funny these days. Like, he doesn't eat chicken like I do. He's a bad guy. I don't know. So what we're going to do, though, is we're not going to pull, but I'm going to read about 3 messages out of this book. We'll talk about it, and I'll pass it to Corey, and then she'll pick 3 messages. We're just going to randomly see what is the freaking word of the day. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So the first message is working with the creative power of soul means learning how to focus your attention. Wow. We might have to not read like 4 because these are deep, I can tell. Working with the creative power of soul means learning how to focus your attention. Now, I don't know what that means for anybody listening or what that even means for you, Miss Corey, but it just makes me think about how much stuff I could be paying attention to that's not serving me. Exactly. Like the stuff we pay attention to, what did this thing say? It says working with the creative power of soul means learning how to focus your attention. Like, oh, got the chills. Like we are here, I believe, to like express the love of God. Like we express love through our art or whatever. And if I'm focused if I'm using the creative power of my soul, that means my attention is going to be on something that's fulfilling.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Yes.
Can we hear you? I don't know. Talk again. Can we hear you?
Hello?
I hope you guys. Can you guys hear her? Is it just me? It could be just me. Chime in, let us know. Because you got your whole families on this month, sucker. Oh, man, I don't even think I had this many views before. Let's see what these comments are saying. Hold on. Your girls in Cali are watching. Go, Corey. Congrats. I'm here. Oh, Martha says, I'm here too, baby girl. Carla Molina.
Now, there it is.
Oh, my God. That's why I don't have a job as an engineer. I'm always messing up something. We got Corey live. And now she's live. Now we can hear her. Oh, my gosh. This is so exciting. Leslie Taylor's chiming in. No one can barely hear her. No, I can barely hear her. Now we can hear her. Now say something, Corey.
Hey, guys.
There we go. You know, it's always operator error on my part. Good Lord. That's right. That's right. Work in progress. Anyways, guys, I thought that was a nice saying. Chime in if you guys are listening to the inspirational message quote that we're getting from these books, and let me know what you guys think. Working with the creative power of soul means learning how to focus your attention. I think that's nice. What are you focusing your attention on? What does your soul want to create? The process of spiritual healing teaches us something about ourselves we didn't know before.
Yes. I completely agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, you want to add a comment about it? You look like you was like, "Yep, I know all about that."
Well, I mean, read it one more time, just like
it says. Yeah, it's fine. It says the process of spiritual healing teaches us something about ourselves we didn't know before.
Yes, definitely. There's still a lot we are discovering about ourselves as we go through life. We don't 100% know ourselves. We're still like getting to know it, and hitting that point spiritually, I think it opens up definitely.
Yes.
To get to know yourself a lot better.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Shay, you know, we're the main person we're here to know on the planet. Like, it's us. We might be thinking, oh, I want to meet my soulmate to know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying don't get your soulmate, but I'm saying you got to know that you are here, like, for you first. Exactly. To learn about yourself and to teach you something about yourself. And all our experiences teach us about ourselves. Okay, this says, divine love is the Holy Spirit, God's love sent down to earth. Spirit will work with each one of you in the way that is right for... Oh, I got the chills. In the way that is right for you.
Exactly.
Spirit will work with each one of us in the way that is right for us. That's why we can't compare our journey to anyone else's journey. We can't say, oh, so-and-so, this, that, and the other. No, it's about you and your journey and what's best for you. Like, I may want pickles and you may want pickles, but are pickles best for me? I don't know. I love pickles, actually. So let's see what else. They're watching it, too. The girl said, hi. Thank you, MVP. Hello, you guys. This is lit up in here. You guys better tune in every Thursday. Don't be ditching me now when she's not on my show no more. We're family now. We're familia. You got it? All the Velasquez family, the Morales family. Shout out to Larissa tuning in. I see you, sis. Peace and love. Okay, and my last one says, give thanks for the gift of life.
Oh, that's how you started.
Can you reach it?
Okay.
Give thanks for the gift of life. And I just want to expand upon that because I think when we're born, like when you think about babies being born, what happens? Everyone's loving them. They're just all over the babies and they're just loving them. The babies don't do shit but be born. They're alive, and that is enough to gather, whatever that word is, all the love and all the support around them. And sometimes I think what happens is we start to hurt each other, or we do stuff and we lose that excitement of being alive. Like, oh, you're born. That's great. Anyways, way to go. Love this. Love you, says Leslie. Peace and love, sis. All right. Okay, what you got for us, Corey?
All right, let's see. It says, to master your spiritual destiny, you at least have to be aware of what the 5 passions of the mind are. Any of the passions, lust, anger, greed, attachment, and vanity, are simply just too much of a good thing.
Wow, that was deep. I wasn't ready for that one.
I know.
They're calling us out on our sins in this book. Lust, greed. So basically it's saying like we have to be aware of these aspects.
Exactly.
So that we hopefully can avoid them or learn from them and grow from them.
Exactly.
Wow. Can you just read that one more time?
Oh.
You know where it's at?
Yes. To master your spiritual destiny, you at least have to be aware of what the 5 passions of the mind are. Any of the passions, lust, anger, greed, attachment, and vanity, are simply just too much of a good thing.
That's crazy. I'm really working on my non-attachment. That's something that I'm working on, being not attached to anything or anyone, like not even this radio show, even though I love it and I don't want it to go anywhere. But I'm not attached. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I need this. Like, because without it, I'm not okay. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think attachment is. So I'm definitely on that path where I'm okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. So number 2 is each of us must someday become the sound and light, for in them alone is found the way to God. That is the road to mastership.
Read it one more time.
Each of us must someday become the sound and light, for in them alone is found the way to God. That is the road to mastership.
Wow. What do you think about that?
Very powerful. So, you see, because it says, become the sound and the light, for in them alone is found the way to God. And that is the road to mastership. But how do you become the sound and the light?
Right. How do you become it? Well,
so learning that is, I think that's what
the journey.
Exactly. That's the journey, and that's the mastership of it.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get to learn that journey, then
right, then you become the master.
Exactly.
Heck yeah. Shout out to all the masters on the planet. Okay, let's read one more. This is definitely not to be inspired, inspirational messages, but it's nice.
All right, here we go. Sorry.
It's okay.
We have to go out into the world and give ourselves, but not in a gushy, emotional way. Instead, we give true service to others in the way that they need it at the moment.
Wow. Yeah. Not in an emotional and gushy way.
Well, some people need the truth raw.
Yeah, just the raw truth. And I think sometimes like the emotionalness and the gushiness can be like doing too much, or like maybe,
or enabling.
Yeah, I like that. That was nice. It was like, give people, gotta meet people where they're at, you guys. I feel like that was a message for me. Don't be over emotional, Pisces. You guys know I'm so freaking emotional. Actually, I'm doing really great. I cried a lot lately, but it was all like happy tears, and I got the chills, and tears of joy. Like, so,
as long as they're happy tears.
Happy tears. I have cried many crappy tears in my life. So, you guys, thanks for chiming in and listening to the inspiration. If you have any comments about it, either during the live broadcast or during the replay, if you're watching it, you can always leave your comments, and that'll be great. So, Corey Velasquez is a 36-year-old born and raised in LA, California. 10 years ago, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but that is only the one of many obstacles that she had to live with. Now, she's a published author, using her poetry to tell her story in hopes to reach someone who has dealt with or is dealing with a similar situation, to encourage them not to give up, because if someone like her can get over it, can overcome the past and present obstacles, so can you. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Corey. Whee! And the crowd goes wild. Miss Corey. I want to welcome you to my show.
Thank you very much for having
me. This is going to be all about you in a few seconds when we get to going. I met Corey. She started coming to the open mic, and we had at the Spit Your Truth event on Wednesdays. And she brought her books. I remember the first time she came, she had her books, and she had her whole family. I'm not surprised they all on this motherfucking right now. But she had everybody in there, and I just was in love. I was like, look at this sister over here. She got it together. She got her support team. And I think that to see that is beautiful. So I'm sure you already appreciate it. I don't got to tell you, appreciate that. But that's beautiful. And so I'm happy she asked to come on the show, because she got a story to tell. And she wants to help someone else. And that's the whole point, really, of these platforms that I participate in, is to be of service and to help each other out. So Corey, welcome.
Thank you, Miss MVP.
So it's good to see you.
I know, it's always great. And I just want to just want to say, it's been a pleasure and it's been amazing sharing the same platform with you every time we get up there and we do our thing and we spit our truth with our poetry and we get, you won yesterday, which was amazing. That was awesome.
I won again. Let's talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I did win. That was awesome.
So I thought that was great.
Thanks.
And just seeing you, like, getting up there is only motivating me to just continue to push myself more and more.
Yes, I love that. I got the chills again because we're, like, literally fueling each other, like, inspiring. Like, I was inspired by her. She had her books, and I'm like, I got 3 books on my laptop. They're just sitting out there. I didn't even talk about my book. I was going to talk about it earlier, and I didn't even talk about it, but it's a hot mess. So I'm glad that you're here to tell your story and to share with the world what you want them to know. So let's talk about it. Start. What do you want?
All right.
Tell us what you want to know.
So.
Tell us your story.
Well, I'm not going to get too much into detail, but, I had as a kid, I had a pretty rough upbringing, like it wasn't like your normal childhood. But I've lived, as the years have gone by through my life, I've lived through traumas. And I've been hit by many obstacles through life. And even though I get hit, like, I won't stop. Like, to me, it's like, no, I got to push forward. And so I do. So, for example, when I first started, fresh out of high school, I started off as a banker.
Oh, nice.
And I couldn't work because I ended up having a miscarriage due to carrying the box, which was heavy for money. Yeah. So I couldn't work there no more. So I ended up looking for a different career, and I went into dispatching. I did that for about 15 years. And then I wanted to expand myself even more, went into college, and I became a nurse. And so in the process of doing all of this, like, I was multitasking, plus the traumas that I had lived through my life and everything. When I was, I believe, 27, I ended up with having, like, a mental breakdown. And that's when I got diagnosed with schizophrenia. Now, at the moment, it was probably, like, the worst thing you can hear, right? Like, you don't know where to go from there. You feel like you can't get any lower than that point in your life. And you find yourself lost. And I remember also being angry with God. I found myself being angry with God because I didn't understand. Like, I felt like hadn't I gone through enough that I needed to continue to struggle. But then I realized that he probably gave it to me to humble me in a certain way. You know what I mean? To appreciate life, to learn to love myself.
Yes.
And through the years, I've learned to coexist with it. I've learned to live with it not affecting my life as much. I've been blessed, as you can see, like, I have a big support system.
Yeah.
And that is, like, a blessing for me that is beyond what I deserve.
Oh, man.
That's what I feel.
I just want to say you deserve it all and then some.
Thank you. So I have a very strong support system. And, I mean, I went through years of different doctors, different medications, in and out of psychiatric hospitals. And I hit that point where I needed to reconnect with myself and not allow my condition to take over me, because that's not who I am. That's not what determines me as a person.
Yes.
I am my own person, and that's just part of me. So I've been able to separate that, live with it, but separate it enough to where it doesn't affect my personal life as much.
Right.
I mean, there's no cure for it, so it's there. Like, I hear it, but I'm able to put it aside to where I'm able to focus on what I need to and what.
Like that book said about your attention. So instead of, like, it's there, but instead of you giving it all your attention, you have given your attention to something else.
Exactly.
Such as your healing. So how did poetry play a part in this part of your journey? Like, how did it?
Well, I've been writing since I was like 12 years old.
Hey.
And that's always been my outlet for whatever struggle I've gone through. And I used to hide my books. you know. So one time my mom and my uncle found my books, and I remember my uncle telling me, I was about 13, 14, he told me, you should publish a book. You write very beautifully.
Oh,
and I
that's
brushed
so
it
nice.
off. I brushed it off. I didn't pay attention to it. I was like, yeah, okay. And I stopped writing for a few years until a couple of years now. And then I realized that 2 other people told me. My ex-husband told me I should write a book. My fiance told me that I should write a book, and my therapist.
Okay.
And that's when I said, okay, well, that's too many people now. I think maybe there's something that I need to do with this.
Okay.
You know? And
Right,
so, yeah, so I started putting my books together. I started writing. And my first book is actually, the motivation on this book is about mental health. So
Okay.
majority of the poems there are mental health.
Okay.
So I wanted to, the purpose of that book was, my thing was like, if I could just reach one person,
Yeah.
one person, then I've served my purpose.
Yeah.
Just let them know, you know, I'm there with you. Like, I'm struggled with it, you know, but let them know that if I could, like, overcome that struggle,
Right.
you know, like, and it's a very hard thing to, like, do. So can they. And so that's what that book started.
Okay. Is there anything you want to share from that book? Or you want me to read something from it?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
What's the name of your book, and where can they find this book at?
Okay, so this book is called I Don't Always Express What I'm Feeling, but I Do Write It. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Barnes & Nobles,
Nice.
Lulu.
Nice. You out here. I
Yes,
love
ma'am. Okay, so where is it? Here.
it. Okay, listen up, guys.
They say it's all in your head. As if I had control of the thoughts, like I am not tired of the battles that I have fought. It's all in your head, they say. As if they knew and understood what I've got. It's all in your head. Like I chose to hear those voices that haunt me with all their noises. It's all in your head. Like I have control of what lurks in the shadows of my brain. It's all in your head, they say. And won't let me explain, as if all I do is complain. It's all in your head. As if I had a switch to turn it on and off as I please. Like I choose to live with this disease. It's all in your head, that's all they have said. And not once have they read what someone like me carries to bed. It's all in your head. Like my pain is invalid because it's invisible, yet it makes me miserable. It's all in your head. Like my fears pose no threat, and so they forget what they have said. Until my body is dead, so now they regret. With ignorance, they said, it's all in your head. Making them my biggest threat by not giving me my safety net. Letting me fret with what's in my head. And I'm sorry, I got a little bit emotional with that one, but
Oh, that's beautiful.
that one, because when I first got diagnosed, they told me, mind over, you know,
Mind over matter.
mind over matter. And they said, you don't need medication. I mean, it's all in your head. Like, you can snap out of it. Like, you can. And I remember thinking, like, no, like, I really need help. Like, there's really something wrong.
Right.
And so they would just brush me off and, like, make it seem like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, you seem well put together. You don't look like you don't look like a person that deals with that. And so for years, I got brushed off. And so that's what that poem was. Like, by them telling me, like, it's all in your head, they took that safety net from me.
Right.
And for years, I struggled. There was a time where I couldn't make physical contact with people. I stopped driving for 2 years because I just couldn't handle
Right.
it. In 1 year, I was hospitalized 5 times in a psychiatric hospital. So all of that, at that moment, I did not have the support system that I do now.
Right.
And so that's what that's what that poem represents, and that's why I get
Yeah.
emotional with it.
You know, it's crazy because we can go through things and, you know, you never know what someone is literally going through. There's been times when, you know, you could see somebody on the street or whatever and they just look regular, like, oh, they're like a regular person. But you don't know, like, if they have pain, you don't know if they have heartache, you don't know what's going on inside their head. And I think it's so important that, you know, we take the time, like, to listen to people and,
Exactly.
you know, people may not always know everything, but they know enough. Like, you knew this is not something that's not normal with me. Like, you were able to know that. And then eventually, like, stand up for yourself enough to do whatever you had to do to get your help and, you know, whatnot, and not just take what people are saying at a face value, like, okay, this is what they said, you know, and then just leave it at that. Because I think a lot of times we can have, like, medical opinions, and we can just take it, like, just this what this one doctor said. But there's other opinions out there. There's other ways, and I don't think we have to accept anything that's given to us, but we have to stand up for ourselves. And
right. And one thing that a lot of people need to understand is that your words carry power. And the way that you express, the way you say things, it can actually be detrimental to somebody with mental health. And mental health is an invisible killer. You know, like you don't see their pain, but it's real. It's valid. Whatever struggle, it doesn't make it more or less than a person dealing with a broken leg or something. If it's painful to them, then it's valid and it matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's so true. And we have to, like, have compassion for, just like for the human experience. Like, I was on the bus, probably like a few months ago or whatever, and this man got on the bus and he was clearly, like, intoxicated or something, and he was trying to find his seat, but he ended up falling down. And I was just watching him and, like, watching everyone's, like, response to him. And I felt like kind of sad, but, like, just thinking, like, wow, like, you never know, like, what people are going through. And, you know, people were, like, judging him and kind of laughing at him, too, because his butt was hanging out. It was kind of funny, but not like that, though. But you know what I mean? But I just felt like, wow, like, we can have our opinions of this man, but we don't even know him. Like, we don't even know why are you drunk right now at 9 a.m. in the first place.
Right. And,
like,
it's, you know, and it's so common, like, people are so quick to judge and point fingers and laugh and, you know, oh, you know, he's probably high. You don't know the situation. And for me, like, every time I see a homeless person or every time I see somebody out there screaming or saying, for me, it breaks my heart because I feel that could be me.
Yeah.
You know, these are people that, unlike me, lack the support system, lack the resources. And so when it comes to that, like, I've been blessed to have the resources and my support system. Yeah. So I'm one of the few that I'm lucky enough to carry somewhat of a normal life. But when I see people like that, I see people laughing at it, like, it kind of angers me because, like, you don't understand and you don't know the struggle.
Right.
So, you know, don't be quick to point your finger. Don't be quick to judge.
Yes.
You know, just try to, like, be a little bit more compassionate and understanding to a certain extent. Yes.
And I'm glad you said that. And even for us to be compassionate for those that are judging people. Yes. Because it's a reason that you're making fun of somebody. It's a reason that you're having this reaction to a human as opposed to a compassionate reaction, or, you know, you got some pain in you too. So
exactly,
to be able to have compassion not only for, you know, for the human beings, but for the ones who seem like compassionate-less, like they don't.
Right. And
they motherfuckers need a hug, like.
And the one thing that, like, a lot of people, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, we're all ignorant to a certain point when it comes to mental health, because there's still a lot of studies that haven't really been, you know.
Yeah, we're still learning.
We're still learning from it, correct. So, but there's a lot of stigma around it, and that stigma, what it creates, becomes hate. And you reject people, and then you hate for it. And so when that stigma is out there, you know, it's like, how do we go against that? We educate ourselves. And that's the best way to eliminate stigma. You educate yourself on it. You read or you ask. You know,
or you go hang out with the people that you think are so different than you.
Exactly.
Like, we could be so afraid to put ourselves, like, around people, like, if someone's, like, had a negative experience, say, with black folks, or even, like, Spanish people. I don't know what the politically correct terms are. Don't y'all come for me with my words. But, you know, we have to be willing to to first of all realize that most of our beliefs are programmed into us. Like, we're brainwashed, you guys. And until we are willing to unthink what we know and unlearn that, then it'll be a struggle to be able to go into a place where you feel like, oh, these type of people are here. But if you go sit with them, Jesus went and sat with everybody. He's cool. Like, I feel like we have to be more like Jesus. Like, what would Jesus do? Because he was I feel like the consciousness, like he was elevated. It didn't matter where he went, he brought the light. So we can learn from each other, but we got to be willing to even go in the next room and sit down and have a coffee with somebody. You know, we might have a stigma about a white businessman, like, oh, these white businessmen or whatever. But have you ever really sat down with one?
Right.
You know?
It's just assumptions and whatever you hear or what you think. When people talk and that gets around and that spreads, and so that's how stigma creates as well.
Yeah.
Because, for example, a lot of people think that schizophrenia means multiple personality because the word schizo means split.
Right. So let's talk about that. Can you give us a little information on what that exactly means? That's great because we may not know.
So what it does is like a lot of people think that it means that you have multiple personalities, and that is completely wrong.
Okay.
So what the word schizo, it means split, and what that means is that your mind is split in different ways. So you hear and see, you can even smell and taste things that are not existent, that are not there.
Okay.
So
it sounds kind of cool, actually. I'm like, that sounds cool. But I'm sorry. I don't mean that. Don't be offended. I'm just being funny. Okay, go ahead.
No, I know. No, so that's what that means. It's a split of the mind.
Okay.
So it's like a puzzle.
Okay.
You know, you're just kind of like a jigsaw trying to figure out.
So you can be here, but your mind can be somewhere else?
Yes.
Okay.
I've actually gotten to a point where I've lost contact with reality.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I can't recognize who I'm around with.
Okay.
I can't make recognition or make conversation or contact with people because since they seem like strangers to me, like, oh.
It's like you're in another time in another space. Whatever.
Exactly.
So now if I ask you any questions, you don't have to answer them, so just be like, no, I don't want to answer that. But is there anything, is there like something you do to bring yourself back? Like when that happens?
There is moments where I need to be grounded.
Okay.
I call that grounding.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I've had my episodes, my fiance will grab my hands and squeeze tightly and let me know, hey, I'm right here. Like, touch me. I'm real. I'm here. There's nobody else. This is just you and me. So he lets me know, like, nice. Because I'm touching him, I know that he's real.
That's real.
In the moment. And so when I realize that, then I'm like, okay. And I'm able to kind of zone them out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it doesn't happen very often because I am regulated with medication.
Okay, nice.
But I hear, for example, right now, I hear that. But it's like a background chatter.
Okay.
But because I'm focused on what we're doing right now, I'm able to just kind of
let it.
It's kind of more of a whisper rather than a loud voice. Yeah.
Wow.
But it's always there. Like, it's always there. I'm just able to separate it due to the medication.
That's good. It's not over controlling you.
Correct.
I used to see, and I think I did have that perception too, that schizophrenia is like multiple personalities, or you have, different people living inside you. Like, and I've seen people on the street, who apparently seem like they got some extra folks with them. But so it's good to have that understanding, because we may not know exactly what people are going through and what it is. So thanks for sharing that, because that's important, you guys.
And one more thing.
More thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. A lot of people consider or think that schizophrenics are violent, and we're not. We're actually more fearful of you than we are towards to be the aggressor. The incidents that has happened when that patient or that person attacks is because in that moment he's lost in his reality and he actually feels like he's being attacked. So when he attacks, it's more of a self-defense.
Yeah.
Right. So we're not violent. I've never had any aggression towards anybody because I've been able to control it through the medication. But there has been cases where they seem violent, but they're not. They're just afraid.
Yeah,
and so
it looks to us from an outsider like they're probably coming after us, but it's only because in their world they're feeling attacked. They're feeling like they're not safe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow, you guys, this is so incredible. I'm appreciating this conversation. I just want to remind you guys that if you want to call in, we are still here for a few more minutes. 702-551-5261. If you have any questions for Corey, if you want to ask her about, and that she's willing to answer, we can definitely do that. New Jersey's chiming in. Fantasia, peace and love, peace and love. What keeps you fighting for yourself?
My children. My children.
Let's talk about your children. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Oh.
I have a daughter and I have a son. I had to give them, well, I didn't give them, but I signed them over to their dad. I was recommended by a doctor.
Okay.
But it was, a lot of people think that I did it maybe in a selfish way, but I did it in the least selfish way that you can think of, because to me it's like, I needed to protect my children's childhood and protect their innocence and protect their minds from having to see somebody like me go through episodes. Yeah. There was a time where my son had to ask permission to hug me because I couldn't make contact with people.
Right.
And to have to tell my son, no, I'm sorry, you can't hug me. It's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it can be detrimental to a child. So we decided that he would have my kids, so I don't have them with me.
Okay.
And it's very hard. I'm not an absent parent.
Right.
I'm very much like there. I may not physically be there.
Right.
But I'm always very involved. But yes, so they are my motivation, and believe me, I've gotten to dark moments where I just want to stop fighting, but I see their faces and I just can't.
That's what's up. I think we got somebody on the phone. Hello, Hot 702.5 FM. Are you there? Oh, wait. Maybe I have to turn on this thing. Hello? Oh, man, I'm so challenged. I can appreciate that, and I know exactly what you mean, that was best for the children. And it's good that you're still involved and you're not just like completely away. So that's beautiful. But it made me think about sometimes how we can feel that our parents are not there in the way that we think they should be there. But just because they would be there doesn't necessarily mean that it would be what is best for you.
Correct.
So I applaud you for that. I think that's dope, because it's not always an easy decision to make.
And I mean, I do.
Oh.
Larissa.
Oh, to accept?
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Google Voice. Hot 702.5 FM.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you? I'm calling in for the live MVP Speak.
Yes, you have reached the MVP Speaks radio show with my guest, Corey Velasquez. And this is Larissa.
Yes. Hi.
Hey, how are you, sis? Thanks for calling in.
Yes. How are you?
Okay. So do you have a question or comment?
I have a comment.
All right. We're listening.
Well, I have also been diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and maybe like one more. But and also being spiritual, I understand that with mental health, it's very important to understand how the spiritual realm plays into that.
Okay.
And so a lot of people with mental health are very spiritual people. And sometimes with hearing the voices and seeing things, a lot of people can't resonate that or put that together. And so it scares them. And so some people have different reactions, like she was saying, they may seem like combative, but it's more of a defense thing. So I just wanted to shed light on mental health and spirituality also.
Yes. Yes, and I was going to say, go ahead.
Yes, and people with mental health also has to be aware of their energy and who they're around.
Yes.
That also plays a part. So
Yes,
I'm excited
definitely.
for this. I'm excited about her being there and bringing this because it's very important. And a lot of people dealing with mental health, they don't know how to communicate with their families that this is going on.
Right.
So
And
I thank you.
you're very welcome. And thank you for listening. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It took me time to learn how to communicate with my family and how to communicate with my doctors, explaining exactly what it was that I was feeling and going through. But and my actual diagnosis is called schizoaffective. So it's a combination of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. So I have a little bit of the both. And so it was I was misdiagnosed at first. And so like I went through medications and like trying to find, I even had a doctor tell me, I don't believe you, you're not sick. You look well put together. You have, you seem completely normal to me. And he told me, get out of my office. And that's because I wasn't I couldn't articulate very well how I was feeling or what was going through at that moment. But I seemed, well-groomed and everything. And so they were like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. And that's actually very sad because there's people out there that really need the help, but they're also scared to come out because of the stigma that's out there.
How they're going to be judged.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. You guys, this is Larissa, thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And chiming in and sharing a piece of yourself with us. We definitely appreciate it. And you guys, can't even get it out. I'm going to turn this off. I just want to let you guys know that, life, we all know, life can be challenging, life can be hard, but you guys are not ever alone. And I'm probably sure that there were times, Corey, when you felt alone, like that there was no one there for you or you didn't know what to do.
Right. And there were moments where I could be surrounded by hundreds of people and still feel alone. And that's all because I wasn't understood. I wasn't being heard.
Right.
So sometimes we just need to learn to,
Listen.
close our mouths and listen. Like, not try to compare. Don't try to minimize their pain or their struggle. Just listen. That's all we need to do.
Oh, that's so important. Listening is important. Somebody told me the other day I was a good listener, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't always know if I be a good listener because I run my mouth a lot. So if you guys are my friends and family, I hope I'm a good listener. We have to, listen to each other more and be mindful and compassionate about, judging people, because you never know what someone's going through, physically, mentally, spiritually. That's what I was going to say. She brought up the spiritual realm. I have seen people that I would perceive as schizophrenic or something on the street, and they'll come up to me and give me a random ass message, and it'd be right on point for my life. And I always said, people can judge people, but I feel like people who have a schizophrenic or something, I feel like y'all the motherfucking ones that's tapped in. But sometimes it'd be too tapped in, you have to regulate it so it don't take over you. But yeah, it's very spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And I think we should definitely continue to have more conversations to bring awareness and just to remind us, because we all know stuff goes on, but we get in our day-to-day lives and we don't really, be mindful of it, or we're removed from it because it's not in our everyday experience. But when we come across people out here in this world, be compassionate.
Yes.
They could be a Corey, and we love Corey, so we wouldn't do her like crazy. We got to treat people how we want to be treated. And Corey,
yes, definitely.
Thank you. You have a story to tell, and I just want to let you know that I'm proud of you because you have pushed forward. Like you have your family. They're freaking awesome. Them motherfuckers still on here. You guys better tune in next Thursday. We're family now. Don't be ditching me. But no, I'm happy that everyone came on and they chimed on for you. And I think it's important. Everyone may not have like that type of support system. So
Yes.
do you have any like last minute insights or anything for anybody? We're about to do this raffle too, you guys.
Well, all I'm saying is, for those who struggle and suffer in silence, you guys are not alone. We are out here with you. And if you ever need to reach out to speak to anyone, I do have my social media dedicated to my poetry. You guys can always reach out to me. I can also help you, give you like coping mechanisms and also giving you some tools on how to deal with certain emotions and feelings. Or maybe if you just need to talk, I'm willing to listen. Definitely.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. And we all need someone to talk to. And I would like to offer the same extent of hand of, I would like to offer the same thing. Like I'm here for anyone, for you, for anyone who just feels like they're in a position where they don't know what to do, or I do divination readings and things like that, but most of the time we don't need any tarot cards. We just need a hug and we just need to listen and to remind people that we are not alone. Yeah, talk about your book real fast.
Okay, so I just want to share with you guys. So I actually published 2 books. And my first book is called I Don't Always Express What I'm Feeling, but I do write it, and you can find that one on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles and Lulu. And my second book is called The Ugly in Love and the Beauty in Heartache, because, there is ugly in falling in love.
Yes.
And there is beauty in heartache.
Yes.
Because there is when there's a broken heart, something new can come from it.
Something new comes from it.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys. So we only got a couple more minutes left of the show. Right now, I'm having Miss Corey pull the name of the winner of the Writer's Box. The Writer's Box is the current raffle I have going on, and that box contains a whole bunch of cool stuff for writers: notebooks, pens, writing prompts. It's really cool. So let's see who won.
Okay, I believe it's Haru.
Hey, it is Brother Haru is the winner of the Writer's Box. So I don't know if Brother Haru is listening. Usually he chimes in, but he didn't chime in today. But he's the winner, and luckily you don't have to be present to win, so I know how to find him. We'll make sure he gets his prize. And you guys, make sure you stay tuned for the next raffle that I'll be having coming up. Corey, what is your social media?
Corey Velasquez Poetry at Corey's Velasquez Poetry 86.
At Corey Velasquez Poetry. That's CoryVelasquez. Corey Velasquez. Go make sure you follow her. Buy her Amazon book. I want to make sure to once again shout out the Truth Spot and Scorpio Royalty Productions and MVP Speaks, Hot 702.5 FM, Corey Velasquez. We can find us every Wednesday at the Art House Lounge. We are there for the Las Vegas Poetry Slam. You can either come at 5 o'clock for the writing session. We have a writing session. And that's a great opportunity for us creatives to get together and, just spend time dedicated to our craft. That's how I look at it. This will be my writing time. Or you can just pull up at 7:30 for the slam. We cap the list at 20, 3 poets, 3 minutes, 3 rounds if you make it all the way down. It's a great time. Any last minute shout outs? We got like 30 seconds.
Shout out to my family. Thank you guys. I love you for all your support. Thank you, Miss MVP, for having me. God bless you guys.
And we're out, you guys. That's it. Thanks again for tuning in every Thursday, 5 until 5:55. You guys know you can catch all the replays on Facebook and on YouTube. And remember to be compassionate, be a listener, and know that we are all dealing with something. And if we just shut our mouths and open our ears, and give ourselves a hug and hug others, we're going to be all right. So shout out to all the people chiming in. Peace and love. We love you guys. Woohoo.